What's up, you guys? Chase the Dark Sage here, and I am back with another super action statue review over Dio Brando from part 1. This is not part 3 Dio that you usually see going against Jotaro Kujo or in the memes. This is part 1 Dio. Usually this is the Dio that's affiliated with the It Was Me Dio, basically. And I gotta say that this figure, I got this paired with Jonathan Joestar. This wasn't a character that was on my radar, but I definitely had to get him for the price that he was at, bundled with the Jonathan Joestar part 1 super action statue. But before we get into the review, before we get into unboxing, I gotta say shout out to my Patreon pledges for going ahead and financially supporting the channel and myself. And I gotta say I highly appreciate what you guys are doing. I gotta say thank you guys for helping my YouTube dreams become a career. Secondly, I gotta give a shout out to Noti Gang and my returning viewers and subscribers for all the love and support that y'all give me. And if you're a new viewer and you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you like Funko Pop content, anime collectible content, and just anime content in general, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that post notification bell. That way you know whenever I post a new video. I need everybody to go ahead, hit this video with a like button. In fact, hit it with a muda muda. And lastly, if you want to hit me up outside of YouTube, say on Instagram or Discord, all my social links will be in the description down below. Or you can pledge to the Patreon and have your name shown at the beginning like I did earlier. Go ahead, pledge to the Patreon down in the description down below. And I have some cool Dark Sage merch, which is also in my Teespring link, which is in the description down below. Obviously, all my links will be in the description down below. So let's go ahead and get into this review. I've been waiting to open these figures up because usually what I do is when I get the figure, I wait to open them up. That way I can kind of react to the figure and give you my honest thoughts and my honest opinions as I pose the figure and things like that. Give us some time and things like that. But right here, this is the Dio Brando from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 1. And if you guys did not know, if you guys are now a returning viewer / subscriber, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is one of my favorite animes. So let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. But before we do that, let me go ahead and show you all sides of the box. And this style is a little bit different from my other super action statue reviews because usually you see me at the beginning, but this time I'm just showing the figure because I thought it would be quicker and you guys would like to see that, see me go into the figure quicker. So let me know about that down in the comments down below. I'm gonna do this for like 2 or 3 videos and see how it goes. But right here is one side of the box, right here is the back of the box, right here's another side of the box, here's the top of the box, and here's the bottom of the box. The one thing I do like about the part 1 Jonathan Joestar and this Dio Brando is that the lettering is kind of like bright. It's kind of like, it's not holographic, but it's kind of like shiny, and I kind of like that. But here's all the accessories. Here's the back. Here's some poses that we are going to do with this Dio Brando super action statue. And here's some of the accessories that it comes with. Obviously, these all come with a stand. Here goes his first face. Here goes his second face head that you can swap out. Here goes a rose that he usually has in the show. I think this is a broken arm or limb. I'm not really sure exactly what that is. I'm probably going to have to rewatch part 1, like I said before in the Jonathan Joestar super action statue review. And here come the other hair and accessories that we have with this, which I believe this is one that's supposed to be like holding a rose. But let's go ahead and open this bad boy up from the bottom like we usually do. And let's see how this bad boy looks. Now, I got this on eBay in a eBay haul video. You can check that out in the link above, or I mean the card above, or a link in the description. But right here's the figure right here. And let's see if we get any extras right here, which is the actual little tentacle, because this Dio is a vampire right here, and it actually comes with the stand. The stand looks a little smaller than usual, but here goes the extra little limb thing that's happening right here. The instructions as usual, which are in Japanese, so really don't need these, but I will probably be opening it up to see what this little tentacle part is for. And then we got the actual Dio figure right here, which let's go ahead and take a look at this bad boy right now. Ooh. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like this fit on Dio. Even though JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the characters I feel have some very flamboyant outfits. I'm not flamboyant as in like, flamboyant as in very colorful and very stylish, but let's go ahead and take a look at this figure right here. I know a lot of guys or a lot of other people who have seen JoJo or the memes are gonna say something else about the flamboyancy, and oh my gosh, that broke off too easily. Okay, so I am back. I had to actually remove some plastic that was in between this part of Dio right here, where his abdomen meets his like abs, well, his chest meets his abdomen area. There was plastic right there, which is kind of a newer thing for me because I haven't really seen that in any of the other super action statues. And obviously right before you saw that his neck popped off, which this easily comes off. I kind of don't like that, but I guess this adds to the effect of him being headless like he did become later on within part 1. Basically, I mean, it's not that big of a spoiler since this happens within the first like 8 or 9 episodes. But right here is Dio, the main protagonist of part 1 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Jonathan's stepbrother. And I gotta say that this right here, this actually looks pretty dope. I like the fact that he has red eyes. He kind of looks a little bit like a vampire. He looks like a pretty boy vampire. His hair, his yellow hair right here. We also got this extra headpiece right here that we're gonna go ahead and test out right here, but gotta give you guys a first glimpse of it. And ooh, Now that is fire. I like that. We're gonna probably keep that on there. I don't know if I want to keep that on there or keep the steel face on there. I don't know. I kind of want people to know that he's a vampire though. That looks pretty dope. But right here you have a good amount of flexibility right here, a good amount of articulation. Unlike in the Jonathan Joestar where this barely moved, like his little abdomen area, it barely moved. But with this Dio, it moves pretty well across. Maybe I gotta remove the other one on my Jonathan Joestar. I don't know. But right here, kind of like the fit. Now that I actually see this in person, I don't like the fact that he has a little tie right there. That looks a little tacky to me, but I do like the fit a little bit more right here. I'm worried that these will kind of like hinder my articulation right here with the legs, but usually you got the articulation within the knees and you got the articulation within like the little tippy toe area, which is there any? Oh, okay, cool. It's just very, very stiff. And this looked like it was about to come apart, so I'm not about to flex that anymore. But this actually looks pretty dope. His outfit, he kind of do look like a clown. Kind of don't like the coloring of the outfit, but this is, I believe, anime accurate. I gotta rewatch part 1, like I said earlier before. But I do like the coloring a lot on this outfit. I feel like the coloring kind of pops, especially with the shadowing and things like that. Really do like it. It's pretty dope. But let's actually look at some of these accessories right here. As I said before, he has the rose, which is kind of significant. Not super significant, but you see him holding a rose, and later on, Jonathan, I believe, imbues him on within the rose, which is pretty dope, which I think this is a pretty cool accessory. And then we got all these other hand accessories right here. Not much accessories in terms of him with weapons or things like that. Obviously, he didn't really use that many weapons. He used mostly his powers. But right here, like I said, we have this extra limb, which I'm not sure where this goes, but we're gonna test this out later on in CR. Probably might look up a video. That way I won't accidentally mess up the super action statue, because these bad boys are not cheap. These bad boys range for about $60 to $100, and I'm not trying to buy another one of these Dio Brandos. I've only seen this once in store, so I don't know. We'll see. But let's go ahead and look at some of his hands right here. This is one hand right here. And as usual, you can switch the hands out with these characters. Pretty easy, pretty simple. The only one I had a problem with putting the hands on was probably my Jonathan Joestar. But right here, you can have like him like choking somebody out. Pretty dope. Or him saying goodbye, JoJo, like he does in the subversion of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And then we have this right here, like he's welcoming JoJo to his palace. That way they could have that one for all brawl, basically. And he's just like, yo, come at me, bro. Or, you know, you're approaching me. And we have these hands right here as usual, because all hands usually come with a pair. And right here, I believe this goes with this hand. These hands are pretty easy for you to put on so far, and I have really no problem putting these on. And I like the fact that these kind of are proportionate, because the one thing that I did have a problem with these hands, not with this character, but with Giovanni, who is, I can't really explain it, but his hands did not look as proportionate to his body compared to like these characters right here, really the buffer characters, and their hands right here. But this is pretty dope. This is probably him like stabbing someone like the Flash does when he does a little flash hand, but I think this is pretty dope. We gotta have to get him into some dope poses. I'm not gonna literally show you every single hand, but some of these hands do look dope, especially him like with these open hands, and these hands are supposed to be doing something, I believe, dynamic with other super action statues. Hopefully we could get like, I don't know. I think these are only part 1 characters, him and Jonathan, but this is pretty dope. Let's go ahead and get him into some super dope poses right here, because I believe these are super fire, super dope. And I do like the fangs. I really like the head sculpt on this, but let's go ahead and get into some dope poses. Okay, guys, so now that we're done posing this figure, let me go ahead and give you my final thoughts. I gotta say that I do enjoy this Dio Brando for the most part. This figure is a little boring, honestly, in my opinion. There wasn't much for this Dio. I kind of wish he would have came with like his little scarf, like that you could actually pose out, or maybe a little cape, something like that. The outfit, it's all right for what it is, but I feel like the accessories wasn't a lot that we got with this, except for this one, which was pretty significant, especially towards the story, which I had to watch a video to see what this was for. But when I realized what it was, then I was like, dang, I could have got that on my own, especially since I know what happened later on in the story. Don't want to spoil it for people who haven't watched it, but I do like this where you can actually decapitate his head and put this on here right here, and it kind of does swivel, like it kind of does have a little articulation. You can move the head around, but I kind of do like the way that this is. This little hole right here that it actually gives it looks like it gives it a peg for something else to go in there, but I wasn't really sure. I really do like the little rose that it comes with, especially since you get a hand that you can hold the rose with. Now, you can't have the rose like in a certain position where it's like directly right below his nose. The rose, it didn't stay in place when I had it in his hand. I mean, it stayed in place, but it didn't have the little position that I really would like. I really wish that his hand that you use to grab the rose, I really wish there would have been like another hole for you to actually put it in through his hand that actually came out at the bottom. That would have been super dope to me. But nonetheless, his hands, they're pretty standard for a usual super action statue. Nothing too crazy about this Dio Brando right here. I'm not mad at it, or I'm not like, you know, bashing on it or anything like that, especially since this was an earlier part in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure where they didn't really have too many accessories. But compared to the ones I got later on, this one was all right. I mean, it's a little bland compared to the other ones I got, like I said, but this is part of the early parts of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so I shouldn't expect much. But I really do like this head sculpt of Dio when he's a vampire, well, at least when he's showing his vampire fangs. Really do like that. Really do like the head sculpt on this, and I like the hair details especially too. This figure was really easy to pose as well, so that also gives it a plus right there. And as usual, we get the instructions. Not many other accessories, like I said before, but the rose is pretty dope, especially since you can see that there's thorns in it. I believe the rose is, I kind of guess, symbolic towards the story, because he does usually have a rose posed towards his face. But then later on in the story, Jonathan imbues him on within the roses. But that's about it for this figure, guys. I really am all right with this figure. I mean, I'm not going to be too sentimental about this. I mean, I'm not going to be too close, or I'm not going to be too attached to this figure. Obviously, I'm going to keep it in the collection because it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but I'm not going to be too attached to this figure because I definitely do like the other JoJo figures that I do have in the collection, and this is one of the lesser ones. Not saying that it's a bad figure or anything by any means. It's a pretty dope figure. I do like the coloring on the outfit. The outfit's all right for what it is. I definitely do like Part 3 Dio way more than Part 1 Dio, obviously, because of the stands and all that. But let me know what you think about this figure down below. Let me know what you think about the Super Action Statue series of figures for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure in general. Let your voice be heard. Don't let your voice just be another number at the view count. Actually, let it be heard in the comments down below. And let me know if you guys actually like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I know I have a few JoJo Bizarre Adventure subscribers in the subscriber count, so go ahead, let your voice be heard, let me know who you are. But that's about it for this figure, guys, and I gotta say thank you guys for watching. If you're new to the channel, you haven't already, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that post notification bell. Like I said, thank you guys for watching. Dark Sage out. Peace.
Get back!